So this is the same video I had before, and the reason why I'm redoing this video because for some reason my voice was too low on that last video. So not only am I adjusting the voice volume, but I'm also speaking a little louder. Um, I don't know what happened in that last video, but I have to do this again. And I also have to state the specifics. There are three specific things that Zombie Army 4 has to fix. Enemies lagging or bugged out behind walls, in mist or in smoke, at various different levels, both in DLC and regular game. Load time of the software with regards to enemies into the area. There's a lag load time. It's a wait time, as if the objective is not finished, even when it's done. And loading of enemies in an area in frequency. But technically that's the same as the last one. But the third one is actually interactivity with certain doors, or waiting for the game to approve the use of extraction door so you can move to the next area. Those are the three issues. Enemies behind smoke or mist or in unloaded areas, not loaded in time, or bugged out behind areas. 2, mission not loading fast enough for the next objective, even when you finish killing all the enemies in the area. And 3, doors that allow you to go to a next area sometimes doesn't work due to a lag, which has nothing to do with internet, but a lag within the game itself, or a bug that's there, sometimes due to networking or sometimes due to the game itself. One of the main problems with this game, and is the reason why these things happen and why I'm stating this again in this video, is because they decide to go to peer-to-peer connection, or a central hub where you're attached to one, well, peer-to-peer, basically you're attached to one main host from your network. So there are multiple people who are multiple networks, and they're attached to your network. So you're the main host. But if the main host is lagging out, that affects the overall game, which is interactivity with doors and other locations. So if you're dropping frames within your loading, it will also affect the load time of doors and everything else. So why they decide to go with this? This was something that's been around since PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3 when the Zombie Army 4 came out. I'm not sure if Zombie Army 4 came out for PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, but I bought it for the PlayStation 4. So that's the issue, that they're still going according to host connections rather than have their own independent server unhooked towards an individual's host, where the host of the game doesn't have to be the host of their network. It has to be the host of the server that's part of the main company's network, not the individual. So that's one of the major issues that could cause the reason why those other factors happen. So I'm going to play the game and I'm going to show these things. Now there are other minor stuff, such as the game can have a much more grandiose lifespan if they decide to go even greater and create missions that are even vaster locations, or have a perk system for each character that's better than just they have accessibilities to grenade, or they take less bullet damage, or they take more slash damage, something that helps them more than just a standard small perk. Their perks are there, but they need to flesh out the perk into something more grandiose. That would make the game even better, because it would solely depend on their skills as they're progressing through levels, as in experience and leveling up as the years go by. to make the zombie army world feel like it's not them going from campaign to campaign to campaign and time hasn't progressed at all. So I'm going to play the game. I mean, if anyone understands what I mean, because I feel like they're going from one battle to the next battle as if time hasn't progressed and they haven't gained any other experience other than what they have within their kit. But that shouldn't be the case. They should gain at least perks gradually as they go. It's not just simply unlock this perk and unlock this perk before the game is over. There should be additional things that they're able to unlock even after the game is over. Now, once the game is over and you unlock all those perks, then that's fine. But it shouldn't be something that's so quick that they give it to you, that is so easy. But it shouldn't be something that's so painful, like in World War Z, that it takes away the fun from the game. So I'm just going to play and I'm going to show those bugs. Now, this is a PlayStation 5, so those bugs might not happen. But they mostly happen in multiplayer because you're connected to someone else's host. And they mostly happen sometimes in solo, but mainly when you play the game in solo. It rarely ever happens. It mostly happens in multiplayer. So the only way to prove this is to do it in multiplayer. Now, it may not happen due to the time in which I'm playing this game, and it may not happen also because this is a PlayStation 5. But one of the issues I found out that with regards to this game is that this is a CD game, not a digital game. So that's also a factor because PlayStation 5s, this game might not have been I shouldn't say but have not been coded properly or reevaluated or uh, resized or configured correctly in order for everything within the game to run smoothly on the PlayStation 5 on network connection of crossplay. So I'm not sure if this is the case, but I'm not going to go according to speculation. What I am going to go according to is evidence and gameplay. If it doesn't happen in the stream, does not mean it does not happen in the game. It just simply means it hasn't happened during this one. I have come across these issues when I was on PlayStation 4, simply because my PlayStation 4 was old, but I've also come across these issues on this PlayStation 5, which I just bought last year. So I'm going to play the game and move forward. So for this one, I am going to make sure I I host this one. If it doesn't allow me to host, then that's due to my network not being strong enough to host. But if it does allow me to host, and there's any issues popping up with regards to strong network or low network, that's something that the company Rebellion has to adjust to. Not everyone is going to have a good network. They should remove their next zombie army game from that whole host network and people pairing up to the host network. They should remove that old-fashioned way of network crossplay and do something more modern and something that works, because this always the old way doesn't work.
Even with the cult gone, there is no rest for the wicked. For this mission, you had headed north. Be sure to pack some extra layers. Another hellstorm has been sighted above the Alps. As the new chief occult scientist, Edie volunteered to take a scout team to investigate, but we quickly lost contact with her and her party. With what happened to Schweiger, we can't afford to lose her too. So get in there, rendezvous with her party, and do whatever it takes to shut down that hellstorm.
Not far from the dam now. It's just a little further along the valley. We've not had any recent reports from the ground. Is the hellstorm still above the dam?
Yes, it's big, Bruno. Biggest scene you ever seen.
One of our checkpoints should be just ahead of you. Solid group of survivors. They should be able to help you track down Edie. I radioed ahead, but haven't heard anything back.
Affirmative. Moving out. to go again?
Now, as I said before, there's no guarantees going. Those three things I speak about are going to happen. It's something that happens every now and again. Typically, it happens when there's an issue with regards to loading, or there's an issue with regards to networking, or when there's an issue with regards to the game itself bugging out by itself. It doesn't happen all the time. It just happens every now and again.
Don't be such a pessimist. Signal has been spotted all over the area. Probably just interference from the Hellstorm.
Yes, let us hope we are not too late. So, this is a base. The fence looks strong. How were Dead able to enter?
Any signs of life?
Looks like everyone is dead. We will find no survivors here.
I see. And Edie? Keep moving. Maybe we'll pick up her trail further ahead.
I'm out of ammo.
So there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that it's going to happen, that those three issues are going to happen. It's mostly due to bugs that happen every now and again, but those three issues might not happen. And like I said, I'm redoing this video simply because the last video was too low, and the volume of that last video was too low. That's why I'm doing this video.
Running close. Found you. Creepers are here. Generator is here, but it's not launching.
Clear the area and restart it.
Leave it to me. Haha, it's in, but more are missing.
Off you go then.
Stop doing that! Uh-huh. You can't hide from me. Grenade! finished. Too easy. Ha-ha! Yes!
Excellent. Now all that's left is to activate the controls.
Okay, gate opening. They're coming from the bridge. Armored giant! I'm just getting started. You will pay for that! Time for the cat! Would you like to go again? Armor giant down! I'm incorruptible!
Not walking from this bridge is the only way across for miles.
I know, man.
You'll be fine. Just hope for the best and don't look down.
Zombie! Lucky shot. Shoot my zombie! Size is not everything, you know? Haha, pathetic creature. Come and face me if you dare. Ta-da! Now, this is a weapon. Bruno, we are here. What's the plan?
You're looking for a large pipe. Edie and the team used explosive charges to breach the entrance, but it crashed down behind them. There might still be a way through, though.
Leave it to me! Would be a good thing to save them. Dead boys. They look like...
Charges you could use to breach the entrance.
Blow it up. It's a good plan.
Don't get up, don't get up.
Is medkit. Sniper, get down! Landmine! He's blocked. Sweet little babach here, huh? Point to me.
Got a blast charge.
Good job. Be careful with where you place it. Don't want to bring the whole thing down.
Explosive set. Stand back.
Holy shit! There's two flamers?
Stay dead.
Here comes the blind grenade!
Already killed. I can't be stopped.
Good job, товарищ. Lucky shot.
Flamer down.
Hulk is gone. Oh, out of bullets. Supply crate here.
Your signal is getting patchy. I don't know whether it's the hailstorm or all the concrete. You push forward. I'll help if I can.
Something here not good. It's engineer!
Armor giant.
I I have found a supply crate.
Over there.
Weapon attachment here.
Gunner down.
Lucky shot. Now I will be unstoppable. Suicidal!
Bruno, I'm inside.
Good work. If I was Edie, I would have headed to the control room, the heart of the dam.
Looks like the power's out.
If you're in the maintenance tunnels, you should be able to find some circuit breakers. Flip some switches. Hopefully that'll restart the power. What's the worst that can happen?
Так точно. These things will be done.
Looks like the power's out. Oh, yeah. Don't mind if I do.
Dead bodies now.
Be careful. You don't want to be wading through anything when the power comes back online.
Still no power? Okay. We'll find another site.
zombie! Would you like to go again?
It's there now. Friend Bruno.
I should stop talking. Yeah, damn it. Here we go. Good as new. Walk it off, tough guy. Quiet down. and flooded. Great. Just enough.
Bruno! Hello! Loading?
Right here!
Is tripwire. Blocked now, but Kaboom will clear it.
Still need more.
Da! Got it! Thermite is burning! Time for killing! Many dead things for slaughtering!
Gun's up ahead.
I see the cavalry's arrived.
Nothing doing.
I heard explosions. I thought it might be you.
What's the situation?
I was in the middle of collecting vital data when a wretched power cut stopped me in my tracks. I would have called in for extra support, but I haven't been able to reach Bruno and the others for some time.
What is plan?
I need you to restart the mulcher so I can record and analyze the process. Hopefully, we can use the data to find a weakness we can exploit.
Say again, please. In English or Russian?
Get through that door and I'll explain.
Copy that.
Still many dead things scared to kill, huh?
See that big meat grinder looking monstrosity? I'm calling it the mulcher. It's a really clever way to scale up blood battery production. The hellstorm outside is more like a giant rift, really, pouring hundreds of zombies into the reservoir. They're being drawn in through the intake pipes, straight into the mulcher, and ground into a fine paste.
Point to me. Power supply.
Well spotted. The cult have heavily modified these generators. Schweiger and his team were studying something very similar in Sardinia. Look around. There should be a control panel somewhere nearby where we can start the calibration sequence.
It's engineer.
Look around. Pretty sure I spotted some blood cells earlier. Recognize the voice. The Z5 computer core is turning up a lot of these automated facilities. It's fast, but stupid. Isn't that right, you moron?
this one!
Found grenade.
There we go. Only one more.
Paris has medkit.
2 now!
Good as new.
Stop them from interfering with the generator while I'm at current state. Readings are off the charts. I could possibly mean all this occult energy bomb. Not long, 2 minutes tops.
Armor giant!
Riker's notes mention something similar to these.
It's enough, I think.
You've restarted the grinder. Next step is to make your way to the upper catwalk and open the floodgates.
That. Can't count on worries.
Just try not to fall in.
Now, this is so bad.
There we go. Like a giant zombie milkshake.
Wait for them!
elevator, which is used to transport them to the surface. The team volunteered to go up, but we lost contact when the power went out. I wonder what this big red button does. Ooh, that did not sound good. I need you to load one of the blood tanks into position, then transmit a current through it.
Okay. How do we do that?
Keep an eye out for the control panel. There should be a big red button.
Stand by.
It's being pushed. And now?
We need to defend that panel until the capacitor's fully charged. Once they are, ignite the game to discharge their energy to the low tank.
I'll deal with the mulcher. I've got some tasty treats for it to try.
You need help killing dead things? Leave it to me.
I'll be fine. As for you, take the elevator up to the top. We need to find out what they've been doing with all these batteries. Maybe you can find what's left of my team that went up ahead of us.
Yeah, understood. Moving out. That's what I'm talking about. Paris has tripwire. Now this is more like it.
Now I will be unstoppable! Full lever! I'll have that scene. Let's go!
I saw a big group of bad guys headed towards your position. They really don't want you reaching the surface.
Never mind. Here comes enemies.
grenade!
Well, this more right.
That should do it.
Watch out! I saw a big group of bad guys headed towards your position. They really don't want you reaching the surface.
Alright, never mind. Here come that thing. What happened?
Just hold on. The wiring here's not exactly up to code.
Stop doing that! a zombie! Never count out a Russian. You will pay for that! Big mistake. Would you like to go again? Elevator is open.
Oh, oh my goodness. That was intense. After that dude just like split and that other dude left as well, I was for sure guarantee I was gonna fail that mission. And this is on hard mode, four players. Yeah, so after this mission, this last mission, I'm gonna be done. I want I, sp I specifically
Боже мой! What happened?
I took the liberty of feeding the mulcher a thermite charge.
I specifically wanted to make sure
Comes with a catch.
those four issues that popped up in the game um, were present, but sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. See, this is not one of those games where the bugs are permanent all the time. It mainly has to do with either one, your network connection, or two, a glitch that happens every now and again. But those are three issues that always pop up. So the reason why they went with peer-to-peer connection, I still don't know to this day. Maybe that's the only thing that they could afford at the time, where one person is the main host and other people connect to that main host via their own internet, whether it's Wi-Fi or landline. But that doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore because if someone has a bad internet and they're the host, they screw over the other players. So hopefully in Zombie Army 5, they figure out those issues. Now there are three of them. There's the door issue. Sometimes the door don't open due to the software not making the door opens. There's two. Sometimes enemy are lagging. They're behind those smoke walls or smoke doors, and they're stuck behind there, and that's due to a bug. And third, sometimes the mission takes a long time to load in an area even after you finish off the zombies. So that's sometimes those are three main issues that pop up every now and again. And sometimes those things are connected towards networking, and sometimes those things aren't connected to networking. So let's see what time it is right now. It's about to be 4 o'clock in the morning. So I gotta get off and call it a day. I wanted to do all four, but I can't. I can't. I have to leave it at that. But it's about to be yeah. It's about to be 4 in the morning. Thank God those issues did not pop up, but this is one of those games that they used to have many issues in the past, but they solved many of those issues. But there's only 3 of those issues still remaining. So this is a 7 game in total. A 7. It's not in the 6. Many issues in the past were solved on PlayStation 4. For the PlayStation 5, it works far better. So this game typically had a 6.4 when it first started. Where it is now in comparison to where it was in the past, I would say it's about a 7. It's slightly above World War Z, because as intense as World War Z's a zombie game, that game has permanent crashes and sometimes, well, I wouldn't say permanent crashes, I say soft crashes and hard crashes. Those things are evident in the game, and this game doesn't have those. And for those people who don't understand why certain things happen in the game and they chalk it up to simply those are just texts or those are just issues or that's the way the company has made the game. Just because that's the way a company has made the game, or those are things that are simply set there and that's the way it's supposed to be, that's not how you make a game. You have to make a game when you have to understand that there are 3 types of people. There are the smart people, then there's the dumb people, and then there's the people right in the middle. If you're not considering all 3 of these people, you're just considering like the reasonably smart people and smart people, then you're missing the bigger picture, because majority of the people who play these games or any games, majority of them aren't so smart. Majority of them just play games to have fun, or majority of them don't give a damn about intelligence, or they want to play things for fun. And sometimes those people range from anywhere from child to adults. But they're not expecting to go play chess within their game when they play video games. So the game has to be tailored for all types of people. If you expect someone to simply understand a game when you're playing a game, and they need to go outside of the game to understand how the game works, then you cannot put your game as a game for everyone. And if you expect everyone to, how would I say this, to understand the logic of why certain things is simply because you want to play God in your own universe, and you want everyone to understand your little God universe, and those who to adhere to those wills of you in your God universe. Basically, you want everyone to do things your way simply because they're not in charge, just like you're not in charge. You can't tell me what to do because you're not in charge either. That type of mentality. But the moment you become in charge of them, they decide to do one, two, or three things. They quit. They decide to quit. They quit out of the game. They decide to contradict what you're trying to do and fight what you're trying to say, even though it's clear and evident what you're doing. And they decide to say, well, I have a better way of doing this than those who did it this way. The point of doing a better way of doing this, or to know how to do something better than someone else, you have taken time, you've learned from what that person has told you, and you've tailored it to better it than how they did it. So if they did something and then you did it better than how they did it, you're not technically better than them. You've just have time on your hands in order to tailor something they did already during the time period when they released their stuff, or when you release your stuff. Or in game, it applies to the same thing. When you're playing the game and when they're playing the game, you can think of the thing as fast as they do, but eventually as you play, you get better at it, and then you make videos to try to like showboat how those people suck at their games, but you learn from what they did. So that's one of the issues you have with regards to narcissistic type of mentality people in games, in life, in job. There always going to be someone who want to correct the logic of how things are going, and if you don't understand how it's set, they will think that you're dumb or something. But for example, this game says solo campaign right here. This is a cooperative game. I was cooperating with other people in this campaign, but because I'm the only person in the mission, even though it's a co-op lobby game, it's then goes straight to solo campaign. Why do people put it as solo even though I'm in a co-op campaign? I don't understand why it goes to solo campaign. Simply because I'm the only person playing at the moment? No. Just because I'm the only person playing at the moment does not make it a solo campaign anymore. That I'm running through the campaign. So basically it's saying I'm running through the campaign solo. You're not cooperating or anything, or with anyone. But it's not a solo campaign. It's still logged. If I exit the game out and I still go back to the lobby will still say co-op campaign. And if someone said, well, that's just this text telling you that you're soloing the game at the moment, like, no shit, Sherlock. I know it's telling me that it's soloing the game at the moment, but the whole point of it's not supposed to say you're solo at the game at the moment. It's supposed to say you're in cooperative campaign. The character soloing the game isn't obvious because you're in the game and you're playing the game by yourself. It doesn't need to tell you that you're soloing the campaign. Because if you run across certain people who don't understand exactly what that means, whether the person first bought the game, or whether the person is stupid, or whether the person is whatever, it doesn't matter. Or they've never played the game before and they want to understand how things work. This game doesn't explain those things because this game is not that overly complicated to explain. However, even the smallest of things can confuse people, especially when you go back to your main lobby and you're trying to understand how missions are set in the game. Then you're trying to understand, like, okay, so I could select the mission at any time, and I could select the chapter to play a mission at any time. Those are simple. Then I could select the difficulty to go at any time. And I could select the type of enemies to pop up in any time, like 4 times enemies. But the game doesn't, like, if you don't explain people how these things are set up, they won't know. Like, most people will think, okay, 4 times the enemies that are going to be in missions, I'm just going to have 4 more of one type of enemy. But that's not the case. It's multiplying every single individual enemy times 4. It's not 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's times 4 of the vast amount of enemies that are popping up into the mission. So it's 4 times every 4 enemies. So it's not just added 4. And that's one of the things in the game that a lot of people don't know, and it's not explained to them. Now, let's say I'm totally wrong on this. Doesn't really matter. It's not explained in the game. And if it's not explained in the game, you can get things wrong. Like, say I'm totally wrong about that, and it's not 4 times the enemy, it's just 4 more enemy. How would you know? It's not explained in the game. So there are lots of things in the game that are explained through actions, and you actually doing activities or running with friends, or you figuring out for yourself. And there are certain things that even a month could go by and you still won't get it because it's not explained. It's in your power to go outside of the game, look up online, or ask someone how this works. And when you have that in a game, what does this mean? How does this work? That's the fault of the people who made the game. It's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's not a good thing. People who just want you to turn your cheek or to look the other way, those are the narcissistic people, because they just want you to accept what is and go with the flow. They fall into the trap of, this is good enough, or I'm on my own time enjoyment, I don't want to hear this. The moment you go into a public lobby, or the moment you play with someone, you've volunteered chosen to accept whatever type of people that are going to be in that public lobby. If you cannot deal with individual people in a public lobby, then you shouldn't play it on public. Same goes for people. If people want to do something specific in a public lobby, whether they're a host or not a host, they must understand that there are going to be people who are not going to agree with what you're going to do, simply because you chose to be in that mode. You're not playing with friends, you're playing with randoms. So they'll always think, and they'll always say things like, I'm smart, I know what's going on. Like, sure, you're smart in this game, but are you smart in the next game? Or are you smart in this? Or do you know this? You correct anyone who believes they're smarter than you in anything, then they're dumb, but then they'll always try to justify yourself. So this is the problem in the world. There will always be someone doing something outside of what they're not supposed to be doing, or want to test you in what you're doing based on, I could do it better. But they're not told to do so, and no one asked them to do so. It's a free will and free right thing that people have that they want to enforce upon others. But nobody really listens to those people because they don't understand. Just like the people who have made this game should have understand that certain things needed to be tailored in the game. Certain bugs needed to be stamped, some certain lags needed to be handled, and certain loading times needed to be placed in. But they've pretty much abandoned this game to about a skeleton crew, and they come back to it every now and again. And that's an issue that they need to solve before they make Zombie Army 5. So that's my take on the game. Those are the issues, and that's why I still have this game at a 7. Is it better than a lot of zombie games that are fall into the sandbox slash just run and gun? Hell yeah, it is. Is it better than, say, Resident Evil 2 or Dead Island 2? Not really. But if you're talking about a game based purely on fun factor, based purely on fun factor, this is the type of game for you. It's like House of the Dead type of situation. And it's far more interesting and more fun with regards to playing with other people than an intense moment in, like, say, World War Z, which is supposed to be more serious and more critical towards thinking and everything, which is good. But that game has lag issues just like this and bug issues just like this. But this game, unlike that game, does not have soft and hard crashes. So, simply fact that I get kicked out of my game permanently and I return back into my main PlayStation menu, that's not a network issue. That is a permanent bug issue, a game issue. So that's it for me with regards to this. That's how those are the three things I have to say with regards to this. Sorry I have to do the video over, but the sound was bad on the last video. So, door issues, bugs on doors. 2, bugs behind walls or in smoke and stuff. And 3, um, the software takes a long time to complete the mission after you kill most of the enemies or to load the next mission. So those are the only issues that this game still has from when it first came out to where it is right now. It's better than the PlayStation 4 version, and it works much smoother on the PlayStation 5. The same issues with regards to peer-to-peer happens, but that's a standard. In a game that's meant to be one person is hosting network, everyone joins their network. So hopefully in Zombie Army 5 they fix that issue. So that's it. That's it for this video. I'll delete the last video and keep this one. So if you're planning on buying this game, understand that this is the game mainly made for you running and gunning and killing zombies. If you're running and gunning and killing zombies, this is the perfect game for you for killing zombies. If you want a Resident Evil type story, this is not that game. This is like a Killing Floor type game, a House of the Dead type game. This is that type of zombie game. Is it better than World War Z? I'll always say yes it is, because it does not have soft and hard crashes. So that's it. I gotta go. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning where I am right now, and I can't do this anymore.